How does the great state of Vermont tax retirees? So that's going to be of interest. Let's find that out here today on the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel, the place you come to go to find out how each individual state taxes retirees, as well as all kinds of other stuff, financial planning related as well. Retirement planning, maximizing Social Security benefits, reducing taxes. We talked about irrevocable versus revocable trust here today at a different episode. Lots of stuff here at Heritage Wealth Planning. So if you like what you hear, or I should say what you see, click that little button down there, that little red button that says subscribe. And of course, if you do that, hit the little notification bell down there as well to be notified of future videos we do, because we do about 5 a week or so, sometimes even more actually. So you don't want to miss a beat. Lots of stuff changing out there in the financial planning realm, and you want to make sure you stay apprised, and you've come to the right place to do that. So let's dive right into the great state of Vermont, northern New England, which you got to love it up there. Just a little bit too cold for old Josh, even though I was born in the great state of Maine. But Vermont is a dark blue, which always says yikes, because dark blue, as is brother to the west, Utah, which I just did, dark blue makes it least tax friendly for retirees. And Kiplingers says the Green Mountain State doesn't coddle retirees. Not only does it tax most retirement income, including Social Security, it has a steep top income tax rate as well. Vermont state sales tax rate is 6%, and local jurisdictions may add up to 1% as well. We talked about 6% state sales tax levy. Municipalities can add 1%, but the average combined is 6.17. That's pretty low. A wide range of clothing is exempt. Soda, however, is taxable. Okay. Why can't Kiplingers put that out there? But whatevs. Income low range is 3.55, and the top is 8.95. To get to the top, you have to be a joint filer making more than 421.9, and single filer making more than 416.7. Okay. Low of 3.55. You will get that on up to $37,950 for singles and $63,000 for joint, and that's taxable income. So if you're married filing jointly over the age of 65, you take your $63,350 plus that by 26,600. I'm using an old school calculator. I don't know what I did with my Texas Instruments. I had 2 of them running around here. I can't find either. That's going to be $90,000. So if you have $90,000 or less of gross income, you're going to be in a 3.55% tax range in the great state of Vermont. Effective tax rates are 5.2 for joint and 3.6 for individuals. Social Security benefits are taxed to the extent that they're taxed at the federal level. So that's not so bad, because there are tax favorable at the federal level as well. All other retirement income's taxed. Everything fully taxed except for railroad benefits. So there you go. Property taxes. Eligible Vermont residents can make a claim for a rebate of their school and municipal property taxes if their household income does not exceed a certain level. Can make a claim for rebate. Okay. Generally, household incomes of $99,000 or more do not receive an adjustment. The maximum property tax adjustment is $8,000. So what that says, household incomes of $99,000 or more, is that taxable or is that gross? I don't know. And that's a big difference. There is a property tax exemption for veterans. That's fantastic. The first $10,000 may be increased up to $40,000 by a vote of the town of appraised value of the residence of a qualifying veteran, surviving spouse, or child may be exempt. First $10,000. That's we'll take it, but that's not a huge amount. But still, hey, a couple bucks. The median property value in Vermont is about $215,000, and the median property tax is almost $4,000. That's pretty significant there. That's for sure. And they don't really give much of a homestead. I guess if you make less than $99,000, you can get a property tax adjustment is $8,000. Is that well? That's pretty good. If that property tax adjustment is on your actual property tax amount or is on appraised amount, it says property tax adjustment. So if you're making less than $99,000, that's pretty good. We got to dive in that a little bit deeper, because that's good. If you're 65 and older, you may qualify for the Vermont Tax Credit. Is worth 24% of the federal elderly and permanently disabled tax credit, as long as they don't exceed a certain income limitations. They don't say what those are here. Sales tax is due on purchases of vehicles, but at least you don't have that annual property tax. That's good. They impose an estate tax of estates exceeding $2.75 million, and the flat rate is a flat 16%. Wow, that's bad. All right, so let's take on. We're going to get into more on the state and inheritance tax in a different playlist. So hang with me there, my friends. We're not going to do it here today, but we'll dive into that deeply. Individual tax at Vermont ranks in almost in the top 10 for pain threshold, if you will. They're number 11 at 10.3%. Tax freedom day is April 18th, and I imagine that's because their sales tax is probably pretty low, which puts them smack dab in the middle of the U.S. Sales tax is, pretty low. They're coming in at 36 when you factor in state and local taxes, even though the state says it's high. You got to factor in both, so they're pretty low. Cigarettes tax is $3, number 6 in the nation. Gas tax is 31 cents almost, number 22 in the nation in terms of how bad they tax you. So if Vermont's not a place you want to go if you smoke. Property taxes rank 5th. So pretty high in property tax, that's for sure. So we got pretty high individual income taxes, pretty high property taxes. Sales tax are moderately low. So by and large, 2 to 3 are quite high. That's the property tax will get you pretty heavily, that's for sure. I'm looking at 1.72% with a relatively high median value of the properties as well. Let's see what Smart Asset has to say about the great state of Vermont, the Green Mountain State. And this is where we go to see about retirement income. And we're going to start with our 50,000 of Social Security, 50,000 of IRA distributions, married filing jointly, and 66 years old. And we got New Hampshire. Oh, yeah, we don't want New Hampshire. We want Vermont. Oh, yeah. I thought I clicked Vermont. It's one thing about these small states. It's hard to click them on when you get, because they're so doggone small. I thought I clicked Vermont right there. Yeah, come on. Right there. Okay, there we go. My fault. Vermontonians? I don't know. What is it? Mainers is Virginians, Texans, Georgians, Vermontans. All right, so Vermont, if you have 50-50, you'd have, that's not bad, $2,100 in tax, 50,000 Social Security, 50,000 IRA income. That's not bad. Okay. Well, again, the Kiplingers, I think, is a little bit less favorable than some of these states than they give credit for. And that's look at that. If you got 50,000 income in Vermont, you're only paying $239 in taxes. So that doesn't bother me in the least. I don't think that has any problem to me. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, look at that. If you got $50,000 in income, of which half is Social Security, you're in a pretty good tax position. Let's go $50,000 in both of it. Social Security, $50,000 of IRA income. Again, Vermont's gonna be $2,100. Feds will be $6,000. Yeah, $6,000. So you have $8,700, but that's not bad for Vermont. It's not tax friendly towards retirees. $100,000 in income and paying $2,000 in tax. That's not nearly as what I would have thought. I thought it'd be a lot worse. It's not great, but it's not horrific. Social Security partially tax. We already talked about that. I do want to get down here though, my friends. I want Vermont. Yeah, here are their tax brackets. So once you hit this taxable income, married filing jointly. Yeah, so once you're up to $100,000 and you're in a 3.55% bracket, that's not horrific by a stretch. They don't really give you a deduction there. I wonder how much. Yeah, they don't really talk about your deduction. I guess it's based on the feds. So you got 26,000. Yeah, it would be based on the feds. So until you break about like I said, $99,000, you're in a 3.55% tax bracket. Not so bad. Property taxes pay Vermont homeowners pay some of the highest property tax in the U.S. The average effective property tax rate is 1.78. Most homeowners pay over $3,800 a year in property tax. Yeah, that's pretty high. Overall housing costs in Vermont are 5% higher than the national average. Those high housing costs also drives Vermont's cost of living. Living costs in Vermont are 9% higher than national average. Yeah, I don't understand this homestead property. So Vermont has a program to annually reduce property taxes for homeowners who live in their home as a primary residence. The program has several names, including the circuit breaker or the property tax rebate. The amount of the adjustment varies each year and is determined by a complex formula. It's based on income, home value, and the amount of school taxes paid by the homeowners. Eligible homeowners can have household income no greater than $47,000 per year. So again, it doesn't say if it's taxable or gross. I got to assume it's gross, which is not good. Sales taxes are relatively low. Yeah, that's right. Tax rate is most areas about 6%. So we're good with that. And we do want to talk about the estate tax. Estates with taxable value greater than 2.75. and it applies to 16% flat rate to the entire value on the estate. So, but look at that pretty picture. You gotta love those foliage of the northern New England trees in the fall. Just cannot beat that in terms of beauty. Well, as always, folks, hope you find this helpful. Vermont, the income tax is, I'd say, moderately high, and I would nothing to jump up and down. The property tax going to eat you alive. Sales tax moderately low. So all in all, I'd say not tax friendly, but certainly not oppressive by any stretch of the imagination. If you find this helpful, thumbs up, my friends. Thumbs up always help. Subscribe to that little red button down there below. And don't forget to put comments in there. If you know anything about Vermont, which I do not, if you know anything about it, put a comment down below. And if you have any interest, go to heritagewealthplanning.com, heritagewealthplanning.com for the podcast, the blog, and the videos. And we'll see you next time on the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.